response video. I think to this self-emulator guy. Apparently this has to do with people who catch themselves on fire. I don't know why that's his name or his icon. I don't know if that's his plan or what. Get to it, bud. Anyway, nihilists. Yeah, the sooner they spontaneously combust, the better. But anyway, I did do a little drawing here, indeed. Yeah. So anyway, I haven't done anything in like a year. So it wasn't bad. Yeah, it's not terrible. Anyway, I'll put a link to a JPEG or something. Big, giant, whatever. But yeah, pen is always tricky. You know, it's like you can't erase, you know. So there are a few mistakes, but it's not terrible. Anyway, back to this crap. So, alright, so I just made the point that if you don't know right from wrong, you have no business telling people what to do. And his answer to that is, I'm a moral nihilist in the absolute sense. So in my opinion, there is no right or wrong to know. So he doesn't even, like manners. Like he'll fart in your face. He just doesn't give a fuck about anything or anybody or any rule or any obligation. He won't recognize any of them as existing as something you just don't do. Like lying and cheating and stealing. Like he's worse than a lawyer. I mean, he's the scum of the earth. This is what a Jeffrey Dahmer is made of. This is what a Gacy is made of. They have to have this as a belief system to do what they do. This is evil in its, as a fetus. Yeah. And it's just idiotic. I mean, why are you bitching and moaning and complaining about any goddamn thing if you think none of it's real? It's just a waste of everybody's fucking time, and I resent you wasting my time with your opinions that are based on no facts. Fuck you, till dead, blah blah blah. And fuck you for this rinky-dink music, and fuck you for this whole bullshit. You can make a video whining about your suffering, and yet you can't fucking you have to do text as a response? What is that bullshit about? Fucking asshole. Alright, so anyway, I'll cut this in bits. I'm not going to play my parts all over again. So I'll just get to his stupid text shit. Ended up with by saying the logic of my emotional problem on other people. I wish to impose the logic of my emotional problem on other people. That emotional problem is called empathy, right? And it's just bigotry. Okay, empathy is another word for bigotry, alright? Empathy is usually provoked by cuteness or some other connection to something. We have empathy for the people we care about. That's empathy, okay? When the real rubber hits the road time is when some motherfucker, you know, rapes your sister and you say, don't torture the fucker. That's when you're showing what a principle is, okay? It's really easy. Empathy is just bigotry, okay? And that's probably what all this nihilism shit is about anyway. In my opinion, most of it's just a cover for racists. They don't like being called racists, but nihilism sounds cool. So they can eliminate their racism by just calling themselves nihilists instead. And then they can just disguise the fact that all they are is bigots. Fucking elitist bigots. So yeah, this is the way elitist bigots, they put on this, you know, like that anonymous guy, they just wear a mask and pretend to be something, and all they are is a waste of fucking goddamn time. Yeah, well, that's what this shit is. Fuck empathy. You either respect something or you don't respect it. But I don't give a shit about your tears. I don't give a shit about your fucking emotional response. Fuck that. I want you to respect my suffering. Respect my sentience. I don't want you to feel because, ooh, he's cute. Yeah, I know I'm cute. Fuck you. I don't want you to care about me because I'm cute. Fuck that. Yeah, enough said there. Alright, this is the part where I'm pointing out he's useless to the cause, in my opinion. I said those words. So to some jackasses who made some jackass comments, well, he's still on our side, and he's still a good guy, and he's still blah, 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 all this whiny bullshit. No, he's not. He's a fucking menace. You don't want to, look, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer you might be a part of a chess club, and Jeffrey Dahmer loves to play chess. Well, you don't let Jeffrey Dahmer play chess. Fuck you. Get him the fuck out. Fuck that bullshit. You don't affiliate yourself with goddamn people who are a menace to the very principles essential to rational understanding of the purpose. That's no good. I don't know some other metaphor to use, but it's almost like some vegan who's a vegan for health reasons who supports torturing animals for, you know, to test makeup. You know, that kind of thing. That's where it leads. It leads to somebody who is so counterproductive in some other way that it's not worth the trouble. I mean, the little bit he's on your side is just such a little bit because it's so unprincipled. He's only on your side because he's a bigot. I mean, that's not why you want him on your side. Yeah, he's not really going to, it's not the kind of warrior you want fighting on your side. Because any minute he could turn around and shoot you in the face. Now, your rejection of moral nihilists and nihilists is damaging the cause. Well, says you. Prove it. Ha ha ha. Sources. Citations. Where's your evidence statistically? Is it all damaging not to associate myself or affiliate myself in some way with complete motherfucking retarded assholes? Well, where's the evidence that because in the Vietnam War they didn't let people who didn't have a 60 IQ in, you know, 60 or above, I think it was pretty low, but anyway, like that was somehow the wrong decision. No, I think that's the right decision. You want fucking total retards on your side, and you're a total motherfucking retard. You just said you're an absolute, complete, entire, colossal moral nihilist, which means you're absolutely insane and you're going to do things based on how you feel today. Fuck you and your feelings. Fuck that entirely. Fuck you entirely. Oh, okay, so now I was ragging on the stupid axiological word, and he says Benatar uses the word. So what? Benatar wrote the whole book from a human perspective, and he said in the first chapter, oh yeah, well this includes animals, but I'm too gutless to get on that subject. So Benatar isn't like God or something. So because Benatar likes to use philosophical language, what does that have to do with my point that it's indecipherable gobbledygook and you might as well be saying love? Maybe Benatar says the word love too. So does that mean I have to like it, or I have to say that's a great word, or that has something to do with rationality? No, I don't, because it doesn't have anything to do with being rational. It has to do with being a fucking deceptive baloney seller. Fuck you. Oh, we have more without video. Well, here, I'll play this so you can hear the music he's playing. Hear that shit? Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you and your bullshit music. The mistake in the objection is that it misconstrues my basic asymmetry as a logical rather than axiological claim. Alright, the asymmetry, the mistake in this objection is that it misconstrues my basic asymmetry as a logical rather than axiological claim. Well, I don't even understand. So there's no context to this quote. So I'm just saying that there's no... Benatar's obviously not saying bad isn't bad, okay? I mean, he creates the box. He puts bad in the box. He's not saying bad doesn't mean anything. So I just think it's stupid. And if your argument is that Benatar thinks is a moral nihilist, I just think it's an idiotic argument. I think he would just say in the beginning of the book, this is just a fairy tale I wrote for the sake of wasting people's time and selling books. Maybe that's true. I mean, he really isn't on the road doing anything. I mean, you know, you can keep using Benatar. Benatar's not my hero or something, so you really can't use him as a weapon against me. Alright? I don't have any videos with Benatar's name in the... You know, here's Benatar, Benatar, Benatar. The asymmetry is a good argument. It has the words good and bad in it. That part I can use. If he's going to say it's just a fucking semantics argument and it has nothing to do with reality, fine. Then fuck Benatar in the ass till dead too. But I don't think this one quote means that. I think this one quote's taken out of context. Like there was something else above it. Yeah, I think that's the truth. Then reread it. That's why he gives the, for example, asymmetries. He's arguing we already believe these things, axiological, so we should stop being hypocrites. Well, I'm just saying the fact that he's pointing out that we already have this capacity to acknowledge and recognize pain and suffering doesn't mean that I don't think that he's arguing that if you're doing that purely because you're a bigot or a racist, that that's somehow valid. That's the appropriate, rational way to acknowledge and recognize the truth of the circumstance. So again, whatever, you want to argue Benatar, argue him with somebody else, okay? I read the book. It was boring as fuck, most of it. And so, yeah, I just didn't see anything. And he was talking about optimism biases. He was talking about the fact that emotions are deceptive and emotions will fool you. So I don't know how you can make the argument that he's saying somehow you intuitively know what the right thing to do is, when obviously most people's intuition is to be a bigot. And he's arguing against that. So I don't know how you can have it both ways here. So fuck this. But fuck this. This is a stupid argument. You want to argue my philosophy? Fine. You want to argue Benatar's? Go do that somewhere else, because I'm not interested. Except for the asymmetry. Chapter 2. The important chapter. The rest of the book is just shit. Oh, we're done with that. Oh, so now he's posting text on top of me. So now I'm just saying what meaning is significant. This is what meaning means, and you know, the value concept. Objectively, these are empty bullshit terms. So he's saying the word significant, important, vital, necessary, you know, all the good kind of, yeah, that means something. Important. So anything that bestows significance or important. He's saying the words significant and important are bullshit words. Yeah, well, you said value is a bullshit word, and that's the most important significant word there is. I couldn't use the word value because I was trying to give you a definition without the word value in it. But obviously value is the most important word, and you don't understand that one. So again, get fucked till dead. Worthy of... Well, we're not going to play me. Alright, so now he's doing the Benatar thing again, where I say, look, Benatar points out, uses the word bad, uses the word not bad. These are definitive terms. You can't confuse them with some other kind of word. Bad is bad. It's not good. It's not nothing. It's not neutral. It's bad. He uses the fucking word, blah, blah, blah. End of this idiotic story. So here, let's go. Bad can be used logically as a subjective, empathetic description. Doesn't mean it's objective. So again, he's saying bad isn't really bad. It doesn't mean bad. It means I had an emotion there. So when something happens to somebody, and instead of saying that's terrible, you just say, oh, that's emotionally stimulating. Yeah, I don't know what the emotion is because I don't have positive and negative emotions. I don't have good or bad ones. So I can't use the term bad emotion because I don't have a bad emotion. Fuck you, this is idiotic. Yeah, but what does bad mean if it's not bad to be bad when you're... No, it's not... Again, you think Benatar's doing that with the word bad? He's saying bad doesn't really mean bad. It means some sort of subjective, empathetic description. Well, what's the difference between a subjective, empathetic description and a subjective, bigoted description? Explain to me the difference between empathy and bigotry. Because if you're going to license one, you license the other. And one of them is certainly retarded. Empathy is retarded, too. I mean, people do love assholes. Complete assholes. In idiotic ways. They have empathy for jackasses. Alright, because empathy is a dumb, stupid, ignorant penis emotion. It's a fucking emotion of idiotic organs. Things in the brain that's in your heart. Empathy is shit. It doesn't have anything to do with being intelligent. Recognizing, that's intelligence. Fuck you, you're an idiot. Alright, this is the part where I point out that you could torture 7 trillion Jews, right? You know, by his philosophy, and this is his answer. Objectively, yes. So it's just as good. So if you have two choices, 7 trillion Jews, happy, doing all kinds of, you know, dancing on hats and glasses and stuff, stomping on them and talking about their roof and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Or you have 7 trillion of them having nails shoved in and out of their eyes. This asshole would say, you might as well just flip a coin, because I can't figure out which one's better. And I'm supposed to say you're anything other than fucking insane. You're fucking insanely stupid. Oy. Oy. Maybe I am a half Jew, I don't know. People keep accusing me of it. Maybe I am. Okay, this is where I say it's your premise fact that there is no real value. And here he says, the burden is on you to prove that there is this objective thing in the universe called significance. No, I've passed my burden, okay? My burden was I am conscious, I'm sampling consciousness, I'm saying emphatically from the conscious experience I have gleaned that there are these two kinds of sensations, horrible, awful, nasty, terrible, bad, and okay, not so bad, blah, 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 not bad. And that's what I exist in. That's my reality as a consciousness, and it's just a fucking goddamn fact from sampling it. I've tasted it all over the place, I've licked it, the pussy, I've done all I can do to this thing called consciousness, I've poked it in any way, every way, I've shoved my head right up consciousness' ass and looked around, and this is all that it does. It doesn't do anything else, you fucking retard. Okay, except create this thing called value experiences. It creates the experience of a value event in the fact that I will feel like shit or I will feel not like shit. And that's the goddamn truth. And those two things are goddamn different. Period. That's the significance, jackass. Oh, fuck you. Alright, this is what I say. Me sampling consciousness gives me evidence of what consciousness is like. And he says, it does not constitute evidence of value. Well, I didn't say it constitutes me sampling in itself is evidence of value. I'm saying the evidence of the value, okay, is in the experiences. Yes. So you say it does not constitute evidence of value. I'm saying, yes, it does. All right? You're an idiot. I can't see it. Well, I can't say it any other way, right? I can't say it any other way. I can tell the difference between the sensations of having a nail in my fucking eye and eating a cupcake. I can tell the fucking difference. So I'm saying to you, from my own experience and my own testimony, alright, this is in a sense as directed as it gets. God has spoken to me. I've used that metaphor, even though how much I hate that metaphor. It's just the truth, okay? God has come to earth and literally stuck his dick up my ass. And there's no way you're going to convince me that didn't happen. It fucking happened. I've experienced consciousness. You can't tell me there's not a difference between having a nail shoved in and out of my fucking eye and eating a cupcake. You could spend forever and ever and ever and ever in every multiverse that ever exists, and in none of those universes are you going to convince this person who has a brain that actually is logical that there's no difference between having a nail shoved in and out of my eye and having a cupcake. You're a fucking lunatic to think that's possible. That's not possible. So go away, you crazy motherfucker. Ugh. Okay, this is where I make the point. Tortured Jews, boiled bowls of porridge, the smartest computer, the smartest thinking machine ever invented, somehow wouldn't be able to tell the difference, wouldn't be able to choose between tortured Jews and bowls of porridge. Well, what's your actual argument against that? I don't know. Huh? Torture? What's my actual argument against torture? I'm saying my actual argument against torture is that it's a terrible, awful waste of the most precious thing in the universe. To create negative sensations without cause or function. Without some redeeming value creation or negative value destruction. So if you're not going to prevent 7 trillion Jews from getting tortured by torturing 5 trillion Jews, you don't torture Jews. It's a bad. That's my argument. It's bad, retard. Bad. So now I point out that there's a difference between recognizing that colors exist and you having a favorite color. Those two things, one's a logical investigation, one's the byproduct of reasoned deduction based on facts and figures. The other one is a personal, emotional, subjective thing based on your personal conditioning. Two different things we can do with brains. Now show that objective value exists the way colors exist. Well, again, the only way I can, you can't show consciousness in the first place, right? It can't be shown. It has to be experienced. It has to be. There's no way to explain a feeling to something that never had a feeling except to make them taste the feeling in some way, to actually experience it. That's the nature of it. It only exists in one form, as a feeling. It can't be metaphored to anything else in the universe because nothing else is like a feeling, retard. So again, what do you want as this showing? There's no show, okay? I'm sorry. I've pointed out my evidence. My evidence is my personal experience. I've had things close to a nail in my eye, and I've had things close to a yummy cupcake, and I know the difference between those two experiences, and I know the difference is value weighted. It is value rich. It's rich in the gold of value. Fuck tard. Alright, so this is where I said the 7 trillion tortured Jews equals bowls of porridge, and I said all I have to do is do that. I just have to write that down, say that, and it's so laughable and mockable as an idiotic statement, and that's what these stupid moral nihilists believe, and it's just too fucking stupid, and yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, I just say that, okay, I can't argue with people this fucking stupid. You're too stupid to have a conversation with, but most human beings aren't that stupid, and if I made a billboard that did that, 7 trillion Jews equals a bowl of porridge, I'm sure they'd all say, that's not right. So assertion, no argument against it. Well, again, the argument against it is that I know it personally, I know it to be a fact that it's bad, torture be bad, okay. I know it as a fact from personally experiencing elements of torture. It's a fact. Right, so now I point out you can't be against any value crime if you're a moral nihilist. It's just idiotic to even make an argument for anti-nihilism or any argument for anything. You're just a waste of time and space for anybody who takes life seriously at all. Alright, I have empathy, but I recognize that there is no evidence or reason to think there is objective meaning in the universe. Okay, well again, your empathy, I don't want anybody to be empathetic for me, okay? I don't want sympathy, alright? I want respect. So that's where I would say, yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with your toxic, emotional imposition of right and wrong, okay? Your emotional judgments, I say fuck you to that shit, okay? What I want is a rational respect. I want a constitution protecting my rights rationally and logically, logical and rational entitlements, not emotional entitlements. So fuck you and your bullshit. Fuck you, I feel lucky at the gambling house or something. You're just you know, your logic is do as you feel, which is just idiot. Let your feelings be your guide. That is just, it's so fucking immature, and it is so maybe you need to live a little longer to find out how much bullshit that is. But fuck you, that's just idiotic. Yeah, okay. There's any objective meaning. Again, objective, that means there's any facts indicating there is significant value happening in the universe. You could just change it to that. Are there any real facts that indicate there is any real notion of value in the universe? And I say there are those real facts. I've experienced the experiences. I know them to have realness because I've tasted them, and I can tell the only thing that's different about these experiences is the fact that they do come in this bad and good quality, factually. So, fuck you. Some more. Alright, so I was talking about the brain creating a mechanism to reward and punish, and by doing that, the brain created this thing called sensation to make things valuable to us, to make having sex valuable, eating food valuable. So it gave us this visceral feeling that made it impossible for us to not be obedient to these impulses or these necessities that we complete, these tasks that we have to complete. So to create the carrot and the whip, metaphorically, it created an actual whipping victim, the sensate complex. No, it didn't. Prove that any value is created in absolute, objective, ultimate. Any value it created is absolute, objective, ultimate. Absolute, again, this element of proof, you keep saying, give me proof. I'm saying I have the proof through my conscious experience. Now, maybe you're not conscious. I don't know that. I mean, you want to catch yourself on fire, which does seem a little bit like, why would you want to do that? Why? Protesting the Flintstones? I mean, what is your, why would you catch yourself on fire? So maybe you're got some sort of sadistic complex or something, and maybe you're totally don't understand the difference between, you know, cutting your fingers off or having your fingers, and you don't understand qualitative differences between these things. I don't know, but I'm just saying from my personal experience, I have no doubt about the worst day of my life and the best day of my life being different because of a value. There's a value difference that makes those days different. Not any other kind of difference. The rest of the differences are meaningless. The only difference that matters is what I was feeling and the nature of those feelings. That's what makes the difference between the worst day and the best day. So, fuck you. I mean, again, I don't know. You want somebody to put value. Oh, you know, here it is on the palm of my hand. See it? See it? See it? Can't do that. It's an experience. So you don't understand that? So you keep asking me to prove an experience? I can't prove the experiences. I've had them. How do I prove I had them? I can't prove that when I have a nail in my eye that it hurts like hell. It's the most obnoxious, horrible feeling. And if it's done all day long, it would just drive me totally insane. You would try to do anything you could to shove the nail all the way into your brain to stop the irritation. It would be so obnoxious and horrible. I can't say, what can I say? I mean, there's just no way that feeling could be anything else but a bad thing. Oh, yeah, we're done with that. Alright, then I don't know why he's talking about this line. I said somewhere about the, so if there's no life forms in the universe, then there's no sentience, then nothing could matter. And he said, prove that life forms change that. Sentient life forms is the first, I don't even know why you left sentient out of life forms. I wasn't talking about life forms. But again, the proof is the fact that I've experienced sentience. So again, I can't, there's no way I can make you understand what I have learned through personal experience. I can only describe the personal experience and say, gee, you really don't even, you wouldn't, like if I was explaining it to a computer, I would have to say to the computer, you don't even want to know how bad this can get. You know, I mean, the feelings can be so cold and hard and overbearing and just totally consume all processing. Just and eat into you like a, you know, but you couldn't explain it to a computer because he doesn't have any he doesn't have a belly button to poke. He doesn't have some kind of nerve you can hit. And until you know what a bad nerve is, until you know what that raw nerve in a tooth is, you can't know how this is a dilemma. You can only know it's a dilemma by having that one little shot. Give the computer 1 minute of a raw tooth nerve, and he'll get it. Then he has the taste of it, and he knows what you're talking about then. But you can't know it any other way but to taste it. So I'm sorry that you're not really conscious and you don't know what that is, what that feels like. Because if you did, then you wouldn't be having this stupid, idiotic argument. You fucking crazy lunatic. Alright, this is the part where I said you acquire knowledge by being sentient. It informs you of what sentience is like. You can never know what being conscious is like without being conscious. His retort is, can't quite see it yet. Knowledge of existence of suffering is not knowledge of the existence of significance. So does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that the minute you experience suffering as an experience, that you now know what a significant feeling is? That you know there's a significant thing happening. It's not an insignificant thing. It's not benign. It's not nothing. It's not calm water. It's completely different than not significant. It has nothing in common with what things that you know to be not significant. All the not significant things, there's no earthquakes happening. Lots of things are not significant right now. I can tell the difference between those not significant things and the feelings I'd have if there was a nail in my fucking eye. God, you're stupid. Alright, so now we get to the big one. There's no doubt about it. There's a difference between a nail in my eye and a cupcake. And he says, I agree because I feel pain and pleasure too, but not that it's objectively absolutely significant. So I don't know. So it's not significant then. I'm just saying if it's not absolutely significant, then it's not significant. So you're just saying that no matter the fact that you feel pain and you feel pleasure, you're just negating the significance of them. You're saying they aren't significant. And that if a computer in the future could just hit a button that says, I'm going to torture him for eternity, you'd say, fine, go ahead. Because it's not a real significant event. I only think it's significant, and I'm stupid. I'm just having an emotion. So go ahead and torture me forever. And I'm just saying that I think most human beings aren't stupid enough to say, yeah, that makes sense. I would buy that. I would put a quarter in that vending machine to be tortured forever. It's better not being tortured forever. It's better than being ignored. Jesus. Fuck, you are just cracked. You are cracked. No, that was a disappointing ending. You just played me saying, fuck you, you're an idiot. And you are, yes. Fuck you, you're an idiot. Go away. Fuck you, self-emulator. Go do whatever you're going to do in life. And fuck you. I hope I never see your fucking idiotic icon. Stay the fuck away from me, please, because I don't want to have anything to do with you. You're a fucking idiot. You're an insane idiot. And obviously, with your empathetic moral code of bigotry, you're a menace, in my opinion. A horrible, awful menace. A disgusting. You will do no good on planet Earth. There's just no doubt about it. So anyway, 5 thummy uppies for this insane video. Marvelous. Let's see if we can see the comments. My browser is fucking up a bit here. Oh, this stupid software update thing is probably, yeah, probably been breaking the browser as their software update. Come on. This pisses me off. This fucking computer should work better than this. I guess I need more memory or something. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. I agree with you that Gary's lack of support or inclusion of other ANs in the discussion is putting people off and making them feel rejected from the discussion. Well, fuck you. I want every AN to feel included no matter their views. Well, I'm just saying his views, you just heard his views, okay? His views are basically, I'm a bigot. I'm only an anti-natalist because I'm bigoted against life, and it's not because of any rational reason or that I care about harming people. I don't give a fuck whether they get harmed or not in any real way. I only care in some kind of emotional, personal way. So if I don't personally like the way you look or the way you sound or some other thing, I couldn't give a fuck. If I do care, if I do have empathy because I'm a bigot, then it's fine. So fuck you. So, just another, I mean, really, I mean, whatever. Do your thing, whatever your emotional thing, okay? Go ahead, be an emotional anti-natalist and see if that has does any earth moving in the long run. I say bullshit. You're either making a logical argument, in my opinion, about any ethical decision or any structure of social justice. If you don't have a logical argument, go to fucking shitville, okay? It's just pointless. I don't see any point in making these emotional appeals. Fuck that. Alright, so anyway. Yeah. You guys know I'm helping the cause. How exactly are you helping the cause? Like I said, you're just a duplicitous hypocrite. You're saying somehow it's bad when it's not really bad. That's lying in my book. You're just a liar. You're pretending to say, hey, something's bad because I have an emotion, not because it's bad in and of itself. That's bullshit. You're just saying prejudice is correct. Prejudice isn't correct. It's stupid. You're just a dumb bigot. Gary needs to learn he's not right about everything. Well, I'm certainly right about this, okay? I certainly know that I'm right, that there's a value difference between a nail in your eye and a cupcake. And you're the idiot on this subject. A colossal motherfucking idiot. So, sail your boat wherever way you... Well, God, we don't need to do any of this other... There's no harm here. I'm not going to blow your house up, shithead. I'm not going to attack you in any other way. I'm just saying to you, I have nothing. I have no interest in fucking people who don't understand what the cause is and why the cause exists. So if they don't understand those reasons why it should be done, then they shouldn't even be part of it. If you're not stopping suffering because suffering's bad, then you're not part of any game I understand, so get out of my game. Okay? I'm not playing any other game. Fuck you. And all who sail on her. Yeah. So anybody sailing on this guy's ship, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.